A very good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the one of the practical subject of accountancy, that is accounting equation. So now see what accounting equation it is based on a very common and a very simple rule, and that rule says that whenever any transaction takes place in any business, then it has a dual effect. Now what is that dual effect? Say for example, say you go to market and you want to buy a pen. Now when you will go to market for buying a pen, and when you will purchase it, then there is one thing that is going out from your hands, that is your cash. Say you have purchased a pen for rupee 20, so what you will get in is pen, but what is going out from you is cash of rupees 20. So that is the dual effect, that one thing is coming in and the other is going out. Similarly, when you are doing business, every transaction that your business will have a dual effect, one on the asset side and the other on the liabilities or capital side. And after every transaction, the both sides of your accounting equation will be same, as you can see in all these transactions. Let us start with the first transaction. Say Mishika started business with cash 4 lakh and furniture 2 lakh. Now Mishika has started business, so she is the proprietor of the business. And you know, when a proprietor invests something in the business, that is known as his capital, his or her capital. So Mishika, now she has brought total personal assets worth rupees 6 lakh, so that will be his capital, her capital. And the assets what she has brought, cash 4 lakh and furniture 2 lakh. Now cash and furniture both are your assets because these are going to help you in running business. So these will become your assets. So you will record them below your assets, and the capital you will record below capital account. Fine. The second transaction is purchased goods for cash rupees 1 lakh. So now when you are purchasing goods for cash rupees 1 lakh, there is something that is going out from you. That is cash. You are paying because you are purchasing goods. Cash is going out 1 lakh, and what is coming in is goods. So goods, when you are purchasing goods, they are known as your stock. So what will happen to your accounting equation now? First you had cash of rupees 4 lakh. When you will make the payment 1 lakh, now your cash will be 3 lakh. So you will record it at new value. Furniture will not be affected because there is no transaction, as does not have any effect on furniture. So it will be recorded at 2 lakh, and you will have one more asset, that is rupees 1 lakh, that is your stock. So total your assets are 6 lakh. There is no change in capital. Capital is also 6 lakh. So when goods are purchased for cash, cash is going out and your stock is coming in. So cash will be reduced, stock will be increased. When it is written goods are purchased and the name of that party is given and for cash is not written, then it is always assumed that such transactions are credit transactions. What are these transactions called? Credit transactions means you have purchased goods but no payment in cash has been made. So when you purchase goods on credit and you owe money to that person becomes your creditor. Now goods have been purchased for 2 lakh. There will be no effect on cash because it's a credit transaction. No effect on furniture, but yes, stock is purchased, so your stock will increase by 2 lakh, and now it will become for rupees 3 lakh. And creditor will become your liability. Big liability is when you owe money to outsider, then it becomes your liability. Now when you have purchased goods from Devanshi and now you will have to pay 2 lakh rupees to Devanshi in future, so Devanshi will become your creditor, trade creditor she will become. So the asset side total is 8 lakh and the liability side total is also 8 lakh. So always remember, any transaction, if the name of the party is given with whom the transaction is done, now that will be a credit transaction. And if it is written for cash, it will be a cash transaction. If simple it is written purchased goods, name of the party is not written, it will be taken as cash transaction. Now coming to the fourth transaction, purchased furniture for cash rupees 1 lakh. Furniture is purchased for rupee 1 lakh for cash. So your cash is going out. Cash था हमारे पास for rupees 3 lakh. 1 lakh is you have paid. So your cash will become 2 lakh. And what is coming in? What you have purchased? Furniture. So your furniture will increase by 3 lakh. So whenever any asset is purchased for cash, your cash is going to get reduced and that particular asset is going to get increased. So there is no effect on the liability side, and there is no effect on the total of your balance sheet because total of your accounting equation, because one asset is increasing and the other asset is decreasing. So this is the all. The fifth transaction is the sales. Now when you are selling goods, always a business wants to earn profit. So goods costing rupees, you will find out that what is the cost, and these goods are sold at, if they are sold at higher price than what the cost is, you will earn profit. If the goods are sold at lower price, then you will suffer a loss. Now let's say goods costing rupees 50 are sold for rupees 70,000. Now the first thing is, what is going out from business is your stock, because that is being sold. So stock will always be reduced at the cost price. Stock will always be reduced at the cost price. Now this is the cost price and this is the selling price of the product. Now stock is being reduced by 50,000. So you had stock worth rupees 3 lakh. It will be reduced by 50,000. So now your new stock will be 2 lakh 50,000. It is sold for 70,000. So your cash will increase by 70,000. So now your cash is 270. Furniture is not affected. Stock is reduced. So in this transaction, you have earned a profit of 20,000. Now all the profit and losses, who will take the profits? The proprietor is going to take the profit and he is the one who is going to bear any loss. So profits and losses are always adjusted in the capital. So in this transaction, you have earned a profit of 20,000. Now that goes in capital and it will be added in capital. So now your capital will be 620, no effect on creditor, and the total of your accounting equation will be 820. So whenever your goods are sold, the cost price is going to be reduced from stock. Whatever profit is earned, it will be added to your capital. If there is loss, it will be deducted, and whatever the selling price is that is received from your customer, that will be added in cash. Now see, the same transaction, the only difference is that goods costing rupees 50,000 for goods sold, goods costing 50 for 40. Now cost price is 50,000 and what is the selling price? 40,000. Now the selling price is less than the cost price, means you have suffered a loss, and these goods are sold to Karan. Now when the name of the party is there, then it is a credit transaction. So goods are sold not for cash. The cash is not going to be affected. So first thing is, goods costing 50,000 are being reduced. So your stock will reduce by 50,000. 40,000 is the selling price. So you will have your debtor. Remember, who are trade debtor? Trade debtors are the ones to whom goods are sold on credit. Now you have sold goods to Karan. So Karan will become your debtor and it is your asset, because from him you have to take money. कहीं से भी from where you are going to get money will be your asset. Wherever you have to pay money will be your liability. So debtor is the one from whom we have to collect money. So he will become your debtor. At selling price, what you have to collect from him? 40,000. So debtor will become your asset. And who will take the loss? Loss will be borne by the proprietor. So it will be deducted from capital 10,000. So now your capital will be 6 lakh 10,000. Creditor are worth rupees 2 lakh. So your total of your accounting equation is 8 lakh 10,000. Now see, on the basis of these 6 transactions, after this I'll be sending you an assignment based on these 6 transactions, which will have 5 questions each. So what is your task for today? You have to attempt those 5 questions, and after completing those 5 questions individually on my WhatsApp number, you have to submit your homework so that I see whatever you are doing is right or not. And when you will submit your work, you will write down your name as well, because since this is new class, I don't know your names also. So please, I want everyone, whosoever is listening to my lecture and whosoever is studying at home, this is the time I'll come to know who are actually following my YouTube links and who are actually studying and sitting at home. So let us see who are the ones who are going to complete the work, and all the ones who will be sending me their work, I'll post your names in the group so that parents also know that their ones are completing their work or not. Thank you and best of luck. Please complete your assignment on time.